Hi, and welcome to the Feel Good Always podcast. I'm Becky Bradley, and this is Real Stories of Love, Connection, and Remembering Who We Are. Today, I'm going to be sharing some channeled messages from my daughter, Keira, who was in an accident at 15 years old, and she now guides me from the other side. And these messages that I get are channeled through the angels, through me, to you, really spreading this beautiful feel good always energy. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been following along, thanks for coming back. So I live in peace today. That doesn't mean that I live in peace without feeling. If you've listened to the last couple of episodes, there's a lot going on. I recently had a friend die, and so there's a lot of feeling happening, and I'm just doing exactly what I'm being asked to do. So today I'm going to be sharing one of the full transmissions from Keira. What I will do is I will read this to you first, and then I will go line by line and kind of explain. It's a beautiful transmission. It carries the frequency of love and remembering, and they are really giving us some beautiful wisdom so that we can move into this higher energy, be present here for what is happening, and really just receive this divine guidance. If you're listening, I don't believe it's by accident. I know you'll hear something that you need to hear today, that you found me for a reason. And you might need to listen to this podcast multiple times because there's a lot in here. I know that I will be listening to it after I record it because I also need to reintegrate these concepts over and over and over again. So before I start, I'm going to read the channel, the whole thing. I'm also going to break it down, but I want to let you guys know that vacating means letting go, emptying out, and also the word UTs. She spells out UTS on this board that I use. All of this is spelled out letter for letter for me. I take a pendulum on a letter board and it's spelled out letter for letter. So I do get a lot of contact connection through just knowing things, but this channeling is spelled out letter for letter. So she spells out UTs, and that stands for angels, beings. Really, it stands for ultra terrestrials, but just think of it like angels. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Hi, Mom. XXXX. Feed vacating. High wisdom. Vacating feeds. Great awakening. Dark wants high wisdom. A lot of UTs. Dark wants dark. Gusts carry high vibration. High vibration feeds high vibration. Open carry wisdom. Feed, establish. Feed what carries high vibration. We ask you, high vibrating carries feel good always. We ask you, high vibrating, carry to feed vibration. Vacating feeds high vibration. And then I ask her, so how can I vacate? And she says, high vibration, yes. Cast each vacating opens you. UTs feed. We ask, take UTs. Feed, feed, feed. Ask UTs. Give stars. Each feed UTs carries each high vibration. UTs high wisdom. High wisdom carries feel good always. UTs are helping. High UTs, BAM. And then I said, because BAM stands for breaking apart the matrix, I asked, UTs are breaking apart the matrix? Yes. Keep feeding, feel, feed, talk, educate. We are feeding high vibration. Open you, open us, great awakening. Feed, feel, talk, educate. High vibration. UT's great awakening starts now. And then I said, would you like me to share this with others? And she says, yes. I said, what would you like me to say? What do other people need to do to help them vacate? Her answer was, high UTs feed great awakening. High wisdom carries feel good always. Start now. And I did ask her some questions moving on about some spiritual texts that I've been looking at. And she said, educate you, start now, educate masses, feel, feed, start now, educate you, educate high wisdom. It feeds the great awakening. High wisdom feeds trust. Keep feeding, high quest, make dark, feed light. You give, feel good always. Great awakening starts now. Okay. Now, I want to say that I know that a lot of that can't make sense, and I could easily just sit here and transmit really beautiful sentences that will make more sense to people, but that is not what I'm being asked to do. I'm being asked to share it as it is spelled out. So it's really frequency if you're listening. So I'm going to break it down as what it means to me. And I would like you to think about what it means to you. So XXX, that was the beginning. I've been seeing X's everywhere, X's in the sky. The energy is pulls them to me. Sometimes I think of the X actually falling off of the word matrix. It could be encoded frequency. And then the next thing she says is feed vacating. Feed vacating, high wisdom implies the act of vacating, letting go, emptying, or surrendering. That is how the high wisdom, the wisdom of the angels that we need access to, that they're giving us access to, that is how it flows through. We make space by letting go, by emptying out, really by feeling it all. By surrender, that is the vacating. High wisdom, vacating what feeds great awakening. And when she says vacating what feeds, it's pointing to this nature that when we let go, we feed the great awakening. When we let go of these identities, these things that we think we are, we're not what we think we are. I mean, I really experienced that when Keira died, just this multidimensional nature. And she says, dark wants high wisdom. And this was interesting because Keira doesn't talk to me much about dark. I know I don't need to be afraid because only love is real. And I have experienced oneness, really this connected that only love is real. So there can't be this fear there. But she's just saying that releasing attachment, to that which nourishes our ego or illusion, that darkness that is there. And this darkness may imitate light, but it cannot sustain the high vibration. It can't. When you're vibrating in a very high state, there is no darkness. I experience this. I know it to the core of my being. So when we are this high vibrating, it can't imitate it. It can't. It can't sustain the high vibration. And this is what I experience. And it's why I say only love is real. So she goes on to say, dark wants dark. Okay, so dark wants dark reaffirms that some energy feed themselves. So if there's a dark energy, it will feed upon itself. And we know that. We can see that out in the world. But the ultra terrestrials, the angels, these beings that are helping us, they're on a different path. They are serving the awakening that is already done. They are part of that awakening and that light that we are all a part of. And the next thing she says is gusts carry high vibration. Okay, so when I think of gusts, I think of like solar winds, these lights that are coming. Gusts could mean spiritual surges, energetic shifts, cosmic waves. They all carry high vibration to turn in and amplify it. Okay, reminding us that like attracts like. So our high energy of feel good always will meet other energy. When I sit at a high vibration, I really don't come into contact with very low energy. When I start to, I know that my vibration is not as high, and that's okay. But when I sit in that really oneness, my high vibration is magnetizing other high vibration. And so we just find each other and everyone is feeling that. So like our energy finds that energy. And it's like really this universal resonance in action when we do this, when these gusts, they carry this high vibration, it's coming for all of us. And I just said high vibration feeds high vibration. She says this. So that really supports my role here, my field. When it's high, it draws, it amplifies that high vibration and then carries it all to you. And then you can feed this high vibration on a human level, that I can be an example of a mother whose child has died and that I live in a pretty good energy most of the time, feeling pretty good. That's very human, but it goes way, way beyond that, that as we spread this beautiful energy that we're really feeding it into the collective. The next thing she says is open, carry wisdom. You are being asked to open and to carry wisdom. Almost like we are vessels. We are being asked not only to carry this higher wisdom, but to really live it, to embody it, to share it, to establish this energy into form, into our bodies, to show what is possible, to feed what is already of high frequency and what amplifies the light. That is all that we are doing. It seems so simple. It is just happening. It's happening to me. And then the connections just speed up and my ability to surrender what I think needs to be done. I do that, and then I just get shown more and more. The next thing she says, I want to say when she's saying this is really more than just Keira, this is all this angels, this team of light that is helping bring this energy onto the earth. It does come through from Keira, but it is much bigger than her. She says, Feed, establish. So we nurture what we're building. We feed it. I'm feeding it to you right now, but it is rooted in wisdom. And we feed what carries high vibration. That's the next thing she says. Feed what carries high vibration. So for me, that looks like my voice. Every time I'm having a conversation with someone, it looks like the podcast. It looks like stuff I share on social media, my writing. It looks like literally just me sitting in silence and in quiet. Anything that is in line with the highest good of all is feeding this beautiful vibration. It really can just be being. I talked about that in a couple podcasts ago, that it doesn't always need to look like we're out actually doing something in the physical form. It's embodying this beautiful vibration for others to ripple out energetically. And then the next thing is we ask you, high vibrating carries feel good always. We ask you, high vibrating. So we're high vibrating. You're listening to this. There's a reason. You are, if you're here listening. We ask you, high vibrating, carry feel good always. We ask you, high vibrating, carry to feed vibration. So the angels are asking us to be high vibrating and to carry that frequency forward with feel good always, like really as the code, it's very simple. Like, how do we feel good? We are being called to act really as a conduit to feel good. And remember, feeling good is not selfish. It is a signpost of being in alignment. We carry this beautiful energy. It doesn't mean that we don't feel and be sad, but we do remember that it is okay to feel good, even in hard circumstances. And we show everybody else that this joy is possible. We carry to feed this meaning. Our state of being really feeds the collective. This feel good always, it feeds the collective energy, all of us. Vacating feeds high vibration, and that just reaffirms that release of our identity, control, ego, releasing, letting go. It creates space for these frequency upgrades. Her response is high vibration. Yes, cast each vacating opens you. So it suggests that each time we cast something off, an identity, belief, an attachment, it really opens us. That she's clarifying that surrender or letting go, vacating is how we create room for these higher states. We shed these layers so that we can ascend. The next thing she says is UT's feed. So she's saying this over and over, just reinforcing that we are being nourished by higher beings. Really, when we empty ourselves, each act of letting go opens us so that these angels can feed us energetically with their wisdom. And then the next thing is we ask, take UTs. So take UTs, that's really just saying, can you receive their help, their downloads, their energy? We are being asked to accept help. And then the next thing is feed, feed, feed. So that's said 3 times. It just really shows the intensity, the core function of this feeding of energy. Keira has been spelling out on the board, feed energy since over a year ago when we first started having this connection. And I do that everywhere I go. The next thing that she's saying is ask UTs, give stars. And this could be literal, like a cosmic connection, stargates, but also just like sharing our light with each other. The next thing is each feed, UTs carry each high vibration. So each feed, UTs, implies that when you feed, you assist these UTs in delivering this energy to humanity. Because we feed this energy and it grows. UT's high wisdom carries feel good always. So she says that. So high wisdom is inseparable from the feel good always frequency. That phrase, it's not just a branding that I came up with. It's really a vibration, a code, a universal assignment. Joy, feeling good, that is the signal of truth. The next thing she says is UTs are helping. High UTs, bam. So she's really just saying like this high vibration of the angels, bam, break apart the matrix, a cosmic intervention, a shockwave, a breakthrough moment. It's all happening to support these higher intelligences. And we're not alone. They're helping. Okay. And then I ask her, UTs are breaking apart the matrix? And she says, yes, keep feeding, feel, feed, talk, educate. We are feeding the high vibration, she says. And so really, when she's talking about that, it's the bam is we're helping dismantle this false matrix. We really are, by feeding this energy, by listening to these podcasts, by seeking, by questioning everything that we've ever known or thought to be true in our physical worlds. Just by doing that alone, by going out into the world and looking at it different, breaking out of the illusion, they are helping us, but we're also helping by questioning. The next thing that is said is open you, open us. So open you, open us. It really shows that this going back and forth, this circuit between how we're doing this together. We are opening, but so are they. Those 4 words are so important. They open you, open us. It's the collective benefit of our individual awakening. My individual awakening is affecting the collective, and so is yours. As you awaken the light body of yourself, humanity is nourished and more people start to wake up. So, this feel, feed, talk, educate is something that she's been talking about. It's really like I'm feeling it first, then I'm feeding it, talking about it, and educating myself and others. High UTs feed great awakening. High wisdom carries feel good always. And then start now. So Kira is inviting people to connect to this high frequency, feel good always. And then she says, educate, high wisdom feeds great awakening. High wisdom feeds trust. Keep feeding. High quest, make dark feed light. You give feel good always. Great awakening starts now. So it just really ties the transmission all together really powerfully. We are being asked to just continuing to educate ourselves, to learn, and then to teach. I'm continuously learning as I go to understand what is exactly happening to me. I always embody it first and then really trying to understand so that I can educate you. Um, and just trusting that they're going to show me what to do next, that this high wisdom and trust, they're intertwined, and really that we are feeding this light. And if you're listening now, this message found you for a reason. You're part of this awakening. You're a forerunner, a trailblazer, a pioneer. I see these signs all the time. So I know that was really fast, but I want to make this short enough so that people could listen. So really take a moment to breathe it in, to feel the frequency of love that's coming through. Listen again if you need to. I know I am going to. Thank you for being here, for remembering with me, for this all coming back online. We do this work together, and share this with someone to help get this out there. If you feel that there's somebody else that's connected to this energy that can be helped by everything that I am sharing here, please share it with someone and follow the podcast either in the app that you're on or subscribe on YouTube. I really appreciate it. So until next time, keep letting go, keep vacating, keep being present, and spread the feel good always. I love you and thank you.